What's up, YouTube? On this video I want to be going over the menu, the MPC Live compared to the Akai Force, and we're gonna go over the main menu to see what's the difference and what changed and what not. So if we go in and we hit menu on the MPC, we're gonna see these screens right here. We're going to see what's the difference and what one has that the other one don't. So starting off, we can see that some of the features on the MPC Live, some of the menu selections are over here on the side, but we're going to go see what has what. So first off, on the Force we have Matrix, which is this, the layout, Matrix layout, that we don't have on the MPC. Because of course that matrix is based on the 64 pads that the Force has, so we won't have that one here on the MPC. That's one feature the MPC don't have because of the pads. Second here is the step sequencer, which is not available on audio track mode, but I'm gonna switch it here real quick, keep it on drum so we can see. So here's the step sequencer. So let's say I created one. This is what it looks like, and on the MPC Live, we also have step sequencer, but it's in the side right here, and it's just about the same thing, exactly the same. If you hit shift on the MPC, it'll change the screen a little bit on the options in the bottom, and then if you do the same thing over here with the Force, you have pretty much the same except for the track, this track selection in the bottom. So that's the only change here on the only difference in between these two. So step sequencer is pretty much the same except for what I showed. It says track in the bottom. XY, you have the same thing going on over here except for the colors. If you hit shift, nothing happens. If you hit shift, nothing happens. But you have the same thing. You insert effect, and it's pretty much the same thing except for the color. If you hit setup, that pops up. Setup, same thing. Latch. So that didn't change much either. You have navigate, which you don't have on the MPC, because navigate is obviously this right here. Again, with your 64 pads. Back to the menu. You have your browser. That pretty much is the same thing. The browser here. You have your places to choose, your content and expansions. You have the same thing over here. You have your 5 folders on the top. You have these options here. Same thing. So these two are pretty much the same thing. So far we haven't noticed much of a difference except for the features that the Force has, which has to do with the 64 pads that of course you're not going to see on the MPC because it doesn't have 64 pads. And then we have, go back here, go back to the main menu again, and then we have next clip edit. That changes a little bit. Because on that part right there, you would have to select clip on the MPC to see it. Because you see down here at the bottom, it doesn't say anything about clip. And if you go into the menu, it doesn't say clip edit anywhere. But if you select clip, then this menu pops up right here with the clip edit. When you hit it, the clip is different. The clip edit is different. It doesn't have this right here. Now, when you hit the event, like I say, right here on your clip edit, you don't have the same thing you're going to see here, because on this clip edit on the MPC, when you choose your sample, well, there's nothing loaded right now, but if you choose the sample, you're going to have your WAV file here. And on this one, if you have it on the audio, that's when it looks pretty much the same. So I'm going to go ahead and switch this real quick so I can show you guys what I'm talking about. I'm going to go to the mixer. I'm going to select an audio track. And then when you go back into the clip edit, let's say I created one, what's going to show up here, and I don't have a loop or anything, but what's going to show up here is going to be actually the WAV file. Now, if it wasn't in if I had something else selected, for example, if I had the drum selected, well, on your clip edit, what you're going to see is basically like your scores of whatever's played out. let me see something real quick. Let me go ahead and load something right there. Okay, so I loaded that. There it is. So that's what you're going to see on the clips here, which is pretty much the same thing you're going to find over there. So basically right here, you have other different options that you won't have on the Force. So that's clip is a difference, the matrix is a difference, and the navigator is a difference so far. Those three features. Track edit, not available for audio, so go to the drums and do it again. Track. Your track is pretty much your program edit. It's exactly the same, but it's named differently because of how it works over here. Because if you go into your program, let me get off of the clip again because it has to be in your programs. You hit it and you're going to find the same exact features here and here. Master, master. Same thing. Same exact thing. Samples, samples. There's no sample, of course, loaded on this one. What I'm going to do here is I'm probably going to load one real quick. Sample, just load any sample in there. Okay, let's go back out. Program edit, there's a sample. So that is pretty much the same thing everywhere around. You hit the pad velocity, same exact thing. Same thing, no difference on this one. This is basically an MPC now. Sample edit. Go back to the menu. Sample edit. They're both the same. Here you have program. You have trim, program, pad. Then you have your zoom assign process, same thing. Hit shift, same options. Except that I don't see a 2 pad on this one. I mean, it's grayed out. Let's go to a sampler. That's it. No change except for the options that you have in the bottom. You can, do that slice thing and all that other stuff, that pad hold and all that. You can't do that on the Force. Another thing that they might update, hopefully. Your looper. On your looper, you're gonna see same thing. Yeah, same options, same everything. This is another part of it that didn't change at all. Here you have your bars. Here you have your bars. And your gain, same thing. Your knobs is basically your Q-Link. It's another thing that changed by the name. You hit your Q-Link and you're going to see your knobs are the same thing. So you got here. Let me go to a drum track, and then you got your pan. Here's your track. Okay, so I'm going to go to project. The difference is here that you select yours here on the top, on the Force, and on the MPC Live, you're going to see it in the bottom because you see a project, I have it project, and you look at the screen, it's the same thing. I switch it here to track on the Force, and then track it, like I said, is like program. You hit the program, same thing. It says track, pad, program pad, pad scene. You don't see that here. Pad perimeter and screen. You have the screen option, you have the project option, you have the track, which is basically the program, the volume, you got your pan, sends, all in here. So that part changes a little bit. We'll see what happens when they update it, because I'm sure they're going to do some updates to this unit. Now we have the mixer, which changes as well, because the mixer, here's your channel mixer, that's the channel mixer. On your channel mixer on the MPC, you're going to see every single one here on the pads. But on the Force, you're going to see them like that, like an actual mixer. So volume, level, pan, sends, you got the send here, insert, and then you have a settings option here. There's solo button behavior. You want a solo button on solo tracks or cue the tracks. and then you have the crossfader here in the bottom, which is that here. That's the only difference between those two. Then you have your pad mixer. You go into your pad mixer. Well, again, same thing, because we have the layout here on the force like an actual mixer. So you have them like that. A1, A2, A3, A4, A5. And you scroll down and you see every single, you know. And over here on the MPC, well, it's going to be like this: A1, A2, A3, A4, etc. So go back to the other, and we're done with that menu. I think that's about it. So that's pretty much a side-by-side comparison on the main menu screen between the MPC Live and the Akai Force. See you on the next video. Thanks for watching.